would a World War III happen if the Axis won World War II? In this scenario, a three-way Cold War between communists, capitalists, and fascists would be at its peak. Assuming atomic bombs were invented, the Germans would also make them. However, in this timeline, the communists and capitalists would have some sort of cooperation, as the main threat would be Germany. If instead of the Cuban Missile Crisis, nukes would be placed in Iceland or the UK, it would be a lot more likely, and then one incident happened and the whole world would be at nuclear war. Please subscribe.
What if Operation Sea Lion happened in World War II? This could have gone two ways. The first way would be that Germany would gain air superiority on most of the naval bases on the island so ships couldn't operate, then go for it, succeeding after a few months or a year of fighting, and then the whole empire would collapse. This would make it so there is a significantly small chance for the Allies to win. The second way this could have gone down is Germany doing the same thing, invading the island, but Britain repels the invasion and kicks Germany out of the country. Therefore, Germany would have lost a lot of manpower and resources, so they can't invade the Soviet Union, causing the war to be prolonged. The last scenario would be that Germany would win the Battle of Britain and then invade the island, conquer it, but the rest of the empire keeps fighting till a peace deal is made. Please subscribe.
How Germany could have invaded America during World War II. For this to work, Germany would need to finish off the UK and the Soviets. They'd also have to not declare war on the USA after the Pearl Harbor attacks, and declare war on them a different time. They would also have to obtain the atom bomb first before the USA. So if they landed on US soil, it would probably turn out similar to what happened in the Man in the High Castle TV show. Please like and subscribe.
What would the Cold War be like if Germany won World War II? In this scenario, the Axis would have controlled all of Europe apart from the Soviets and Britain. As in this timeline, the Soviet front line couldn't move much, and Britain and Germany couldn't invade each other because the USA wouldn't enter the war due to Germany and Italy not declaring war on the USA after the events of Pearl Harbor. So after the war, the world would be divided into different alliances. Possibly the Soviets would join the Allies, but the ideological difference would only make the alliance temporary. Please subscribe. What would the world be like without Europe? For starters, loads of inventions would be made by other countries, most likely in Asia. Africa would have completely different borders as there would be no scramble. World War I and II probably wouldn't happen. Maybe Russia and China would colonize the Americas, or the people in the Americas would make their own civilizations like the Aztecs. World ideologies would be completely different and the world would be behind in technology. Please subscribe. What would the world be like if Europe did not exist? I forgot to say in my last short that Russia wouldn't be a thing as it was founded by Europeans, so another country or more than one would fill up the space. The Americas would be discovered by some other country instead, probably by an Asian or African one. India would never be colonized, so it would be a lot richer and would have a lot more culture, but it would be split into multiple states because of the many different cultures and religions. Please subscribe.
What would the world be like if World War I never happened? The first thing would be that World War II would never happen either. Colonial powers would have lasted a lot longer without a major war, and the USA would be less powerful than it is today. The war would be a lot more divided as well between different alliances, but more controlled by colonial powers. Also, the Russian monarchy would stay in power, as the Russian army would not be distracted. Please subscribe. What if World War II never happened? In this timeline, the Nazi Party did not obtain control of Germany. Technology would be quite behind as the atomic bomb would never be invented, mainly because the breakthrough came in the German capital Berlin. The Soviets also wouldn't be as powerful as there would be no Eastern Bloc. Also, colonial powers would last a bit longer, mainly because they wouldn't spend a bunch of money on a big war. Please subscribe.